Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you. It's midday money here on a Saturday, the 16th of March. Welcome on into the show. Hope everybody is doing well this morning. And who knows? Maybe you're wrapped up in some Ivy Brown and Princeton or UMass and Lowell. We'll never know. But we'll know because you'll mention in chat. I got nothing on either of these games. Mr. Sean Higgs on Twitter. If you haven't followed me, please do so. Come give me a follow in the Twitter world. And if you're on the YouTube, Sean Higgs winning free picks, be sure to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Selection Sunday tomorrow. I'll be doing something live, probably just on the Sean Higgs channel. I'll let you know after midday money where to find it. It'll be on Twitter as well, but also on YouTube. So, of course, everybody loves their tournament stuff. It's not going to be like at 6:30 where as the brackets come up. Again, I'm by myself. I can't make little banners to put up and hunt for lines all at once. That'll be a boring show. So it'll be after they're up. I will get the lines. I'll make little brackets. Or not little brackets, little banners, and we'll go through all those. Let's do a quick Marcos minute for my guy here. Princeton Brown off the board. We got Yale and Cornell. Yeah, I don't know. Yale, I guess. Again, I don't have anything invested in this one. Last night we talked about this VCU St. Joe's game. I don't know, man. Give me a little St. Joe's there. Give me some Bonnies against Duquesne. Wisconsin. Maybe we have the Wisconsin up here in the chat. We talked about that game last night. Illinois, Nebraska. Boy, oh boy. I'm not going to lie. Part of me wants to take the points there. Auburn. Maybe an A&M lean. South Florida over UAB. You know, at this point, do you have faith in Temple? You keep taking Temple? Fixes in. Iowa State is dogged under 121.5. Holy cow! Has that gone too low? Do we go over in that game now? San Diego State, California. I want to take the dog in that one. The San Diego State matchup. Marquette a 9 spot. Akron from 4 up to a 5.5 there over the AT Kent State. Had a nice little run. I do like Fairfield. That's 3 now. UTEP sure. Carolina 9. Boy, NC State needed a huge miracle to get that. Forget about the win. I mean, just getting that to cover in the way that game ended. Probably North Carolina thought there. Oh, Colorado and Oregon to wrap up the Pac-12. Is it Oregon's to lose since they were like a real Pac-12 team as opposed to Colorado? We got the Cal Davis future against Long Beach State rolling there. Grand Canyon and Arlington. Nice story, Arlington. How about an over 145? The Vermont UMass game. I mean, that was 7, went to 8.5. I mean, I would think Vermont was the play, but that one's off the board, and I thought they were losing when I just looked at it. And again, here about some doggy action here in the MAAC and the SWAC. That's where I would go. Let's get to the recap of yesterday, though. We'll hit that. We did the Marcos Minute yesterday, 3 and 4, 58 and 28 in the video since February 25th. Losing day. It happens. I got totally demolished yesterday. I mentioned that last night in my games. What's there to do? We move on. I'm wearing black. It's not a funeral, although I felt like it. But it's a new day. We'll see how we do. We got 6 games today. We'll see how we do. Let's get to today's picks for everybody, though. We'll get them here in the chat. We'll get them up here on the comments, and we'll get them out here in the Twitter world for those interested. 5 minutes in for the today's action. Here we go. Whiskey +6, Auburn -7.5, South Florida -3, and Utah +3.5. All from last night. I'm not changing the lines no matter what they are. We don't do that. Sometimes it's we get a win off of that. Sometimes it's a loser. We saw that yesterday with Ohio State, 154, went down to 150, and finished at 151. See what I had a winner? I had a loser. It happens. Couple ads from last night. Cal Davis, I just mentioned. I'll go money line there -130 and over the 143 in that game. And I'm doubling up because I do have the 425 on them to win the Big West. And Iowa State +5.5. I mentioned the over just because at 121.5, that is getting really low here. Listen, you're gonna give me, and this line's gone up. We saw it yesterday, Houston. It came back to bite me. I was on the other side of this. It was a 7, it went up to like 8ish or whatever, or 9. Houston just demolished them. This spot here already from a 5 up to a 5.5. I gotta take the points with kind of defensive teams. I know both could lay eggs offensively and get stymied, but too many points for me not to take. So there is that. Let's see how the chat is doing. Justin, my guy. How do you say? POD. Stacks POD in the house. Here he is. Arlington +6. 156 and 161 record for his POD record. I don't hate the Arlington here. I mean, championship game, you're going to get points. Why wouldn't we kind of like getting points? I totally understand. I totally understand taking the points. Again, as I just said when I was doing our Marcos Minute, I kind of lean towards the over there. 67-61, 76-69, 2 low-scoring games. But if we've seen Arlington so far in the tournament, 109, 78, 87, 84, they're kind of moving the ball. And Grand Canyon dropped an 80 spot yesterday. So if Arlington's going to come up here and you think they're going to want to play their kind of pace, I think we get we go with the over there. But I don't hate taking the doggy. Dane is in the house. Let's have a day. We're going to try. Talk you into Iowa State. That's what I mean. Like you said yesterday when we were talking with Ross, like with Houston, like what, like, oh, they got stuff to prove. Like, what do they have to prove? They're number 1, number 2 team in the country, Big 12 regular season champs. Nothing to prove here. But on the flip side, Iowa State has something to prove. So I'm getting points with a defensive team. I'm going to take the points. It's just, again, I'm not even saying that after a winning day. That's after getting demolished, taking points I thought were in good spots. 73-65, February 19th when these two guys played. I'm going to stick with it, and that's even after a losing day, after a winning day. I'm going to get points with a team I think is going to be able to hang around, and maybe not an equal to the defense of Houston, but it's definitely not a bad defense. I mean, Iowa State defense is pretty darn good themselves. I'm going to take the points, and the total's 121, Jess. What am I doing wrong by not taking the points in a game that has a 120 total? Dennis O'Brien checking on Facebook. Appreciate the like. Player props coming in. College basketball. He likes Yale today. Alex, how are you today? Likes Auburn -6.5. Sure, I like it. Colorado -150 money line over spread so far. Listen, 150 spots. So what is that number? What is the Colorado? That line was a 2.5. What is it up to now that you're laying 150? Has it gone up that much? Or is this just a wacky PPH you're dealing with there? The -150 on a 2.5. I mean, that is a FanDuel. FanDuel has you laying 150 on 2.5. What is times coming to, man? That used to be like a 135, 140 range. Oh my goodness. That's just terrible. Jesse did smash the like button. Appreciate it, Jesse. College basketball. The Illini Well, I got a team in Nebraska who I faded yesterday because I didn't think I liked them in a favored kind of role as the Hunters. Now they're back in the dog role against a team that has beat them 8 straight times. 87-84 OT back on February 4th of this year. Nebraska coming in hot though, 7 of 8. As I said last night, that lone loss was to the resurgent Ohio State team. I want to take the points. Honestly, I think probably the over would be a safer bet with these two guys right now. Player props says college basketball Western Kentucky against UTEP. Well, I think we have UTEP in here from last night, and it's still here. I did not erase it. There is UTEP plus the 3.5. Dana likes Nebraska and UMass Lowell today as a nice doggy. A little doggy connection. Dana Delp doggies. Triple D's. College baseball. Baseball for my guy player prop. Here we go. Arizona moneyline and North Carolina. Plus 190 in a parlay. LSU and Texas A&M for you. I'm not a big, again, if you're watching, I'm not a college baseball bettor. I am not. So, player prop is nice enough to share. Give him a follow, please. He comes in every day with some college baseball. And as you see, they're usually kind of plus money stuff. Maybe you get a random minus 120 in here on a parlay, but most of the time they are plus monies. LSU, Texas A&M. And we also have a Wake Forest and a Florida State plus 104. And here's his favorite team, Coastal Carolina. That is his squad, folks. Tulane, minus 154. We got to have two minus 400s going today or something. Holy cow. Minus 154 on a parlay. There's the Facebook page. There's the YouTube channel. There's another YouTube channel. Give them all a follow and a like. College baseball again. Coastal and Arkansas, minus 190. Oh, boy. Here we go. This is where player prop gets kind of loses me on the 190 parlays. Alex says, Alexi, Iowa State play I could grab at 6.5 for minus 130. I'm going to say yes to 6.5. Why wouldn't I? And I should say consensus, but everybody's like, oh, you don't want to lay extra 5 cents, 110 instead of 115s or 130 or the long runs. I understand you always want to lay a less number. Listen, baseball, I don't like laying more than 140 as a favorite. But you see in this window, I mean, you have people saying take $3,000 and $4,000 favorites on the money line. I don't understand for an extra point or whatever you get in here for an extra 15 cents. Sure. I mean, I think Iowa State could possibly win this one. I think they're going to stay close. I don't hate it. I know people say no to things like this, and I'm not a point buyer. Like NFL is like, oh, it's 2.5 buy to 3. No, if I'm taking 2.5 point dog in NFL, I think the dog wins outright anyway, so I'm not worried about buying a point. I know people frown on laying 130s on this. I would do it. Again, I'm different than everybody. I kind of go outside of the box thinking. But take the 6.5. 6.5 just moved to 125 now. Take it. I mean, why would I take an extra point for? Let's be honest. I mean, finding 110s is tough. So you're going to be laying 115s anyway. Yeah, surprise. I mean, there is a lot of Houston love, right? They're off a debacle, but on the same token, Iowa State's a tough little club themselves. I mean, this is a top 10 team, quote unquote. You know, they have they're a ranked, pretty good squad. And as I said, you play defense. I'm going to take points in a defensive game. Justin says Delaware State doggy. Yes, Mississippi State big doggy versus Auburn. That one, Justin. I was doing a show last night. I can't get behind that one. They're off a big upset win, and the games they won before that versus the bottom tier of the SEC. I don't know. Why do I feel Auburn's just going to run these guys right out? I mean, I have Auburn here. I got 7.5 last night in the chat. There it is, 7.5. Iowa State, yes. Golden State, yes. Stars in regulation on the ice. All right, ice is all you. I did not even look at the ice today. Sabres, Bruins, South Florida on the money line. I get it. Texas A&M. I don't hate the A&M one. I'm kind of torn up in the air. I kind of want to take A&M, but again, they're off an upset win. Florida though with doggy, and our guy Maurice was like, "Hey, you got to take Florida." I say it looked easy, and it did. Right? They beat Alabama, then they lost to them in overtime. Alabama come back. So is that really a huge kind of upset for a team that they controlled them? I'm going to say no. I mean, the A&M's off the bigger win. I kind of like them though. Still, I kind of like them. And Cleveland, is this got to be NBA Cavaliers? You throw Cleveland in at the back of the line here. Jesse says I was really close to adding Iowa State, but I loaded another NBA instead. Yeah, I can't. I see the NBA and I see minus nines, 13s, 10.5s, 10s, 10.5s, 8.5s on the road favorites. And it would be Golden State. That'll be about it for me if I did anything in the NBA. No, thank you. Alex says every book I have is hanging a 150. Yeah, no, I mean I went looking. Alex, I don't really look at money lines on those things, so I'm thinking it's 1997. And maybe it's a 130, 140 kind of range. So my numbers of money lines I don't really jump into, so I wouldn't know what these books usually land at. That's not something I do. Just says pre-flopping. I'm on Illinois Big Ten winner, so no action in that game. There you go. Just need Illinois to win. Make it to tomorrow. There you go. You're alive. You're in the semis. You're alive. Speaking of, so I'm old enough to remember when the Big East tournament was prime time, 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. It's at 6:30. Has the Big East fallen that far that they're a 6:30 game? Terrible. Player prop says big baseball slate today, and Coastal is minus 530. Oh my goodness! Locking it with the King is in the house. Welcome. It's either Houston or stay away from me personally. Listen, if you like Houston, what am I gonna say? Don't take Houston. They're awesome. I get it. King D says I took Whiskey Purdue over to 142.5. I don't hate that one. Whiskey's kind of shooting the ball well. That's why That's why I grabbed the points. I'm like, you know what? They found some offense. We'll see what happens. Who does Whiskey have to guard Zach Edey? Listen, a lot of teams have anybody guard Zach Edey. But if you're going to let Edey get his points, super. Can the other guy score? This is why Purdue loses, because you rely on one guy, and when it's time to come to another player, they can't do anything. So don't worry about that player prop. If that was the case, they'd be undefeated, 35-0, 35-0 ATS, whatever the record is, but that's not the case. Don't worry about that. Maurice, Mr. Gator, how are you? Like Purdue team total over 73.5? Yes. Howard in the MAAC and Arlington under 69.5 versus Grand Canyon. I like the under and that's funny because I was like, the way they've been playing in a tournament, they're putting up points. Even Grand Canyon scored 80 yesterday. I was thinking an over in that game. You like the under 69.5 after they dropped 100 and what do you have? A 90 spot in one game? 80 something? $87 and a 109. You're coming to an under. I guess you see the 61 and 69 versus them this year, and you're thinking, all right, Grand Canyon D's them up. Well, good luck. It's tough to do that after a team's playing well. And of course, they're playing with kind of house money here. That's the time I tossed up on because I want to take Whiskey to upset Purdue. I know it sounds crazy, but Purdue has been playing down to their opponents. Why does that sound crazy? I know it doesn't sound crazy to me. I gave you Wisconsin last night. First game in the chat last night on Late Night Money was Wisconsin. So definitely not crazy talk to me. Groove says Nets game, NBA first basket, Dorian Finney-Smith plus 14 hundo. That man always wants to take the first shot. There we go. Nets, and they're also plus 9 today. The Nets. Oh, the Nets. Where have you gone? Chris Morris, Drazen Petrovic, Kenny Anderson, DC. Keith Van Horn. Desmond says yesterday's winner, 77 for $70. Houston gets it done. Will Hill at the Sahara. Chicky and Pete's. I went to Chicky and Pete's down in AC. It was all right. Not impressed with the wings. I've had better from Chicky and Pete's. Sorry, Chicky and Pete's. Alex says, when you have a 121.5 point total and getting 5.5, 6 seems like the first 60 wins to me. I would agree. I mean, listen, this game could be like 55-50. This could be 75-48 too. I'm going to take the points. It's just a auto play for me. And again, that doesn't mean it's going to win because yes, I was beaten terribly. Lex, my guy, good to see you keep it class with the Higgs. You know we roll. A lot of class here. All low, baby. Desert, I'll probably go with Houston again. NC State +9, Auburn and Western Kentucky. All right, I'm not going to say nothing. They're going to take Houston. That's fine. NC State, though, everything had to go right for them to pull out, not just a cover. And I had the money line here yesterday. What +125? Okay, let's do NC State here, Virginia. North Carolina doesn't have trouble scoring. And a huge game like that, are you going to come out a little flat? I know it's a rivalry game. I want to take the 9. I get it. I just can't. It's a no play for me. I think Auburn rolls, but I do like UTEP. And if you watch the show last night and today, Wisconsin, Auburn, South Florida, UTEP, Cal Davis and the over, and Iowa State making this show today. We're sweeping the board today, by the way, folks. Just so you know. Just so you know. If you're betting in totals and conference finals today, do yourself a favor and look up all the final scores of last year's. It might shock you. Unders, unders, unders. You should be looking at unders in championship games. And that's just, and I always say, Jesse, right? Last year in the AAC, or not just last year, under title game under 6-2-1 run. MAAC has gone 8-1 to the under. Mountain West last 5, all unders. SWAC title games, favorites on a 2-9 run. So take the doggy in a SWAC, which would mean a little grambling action, I think, in that one. This is from Steve Makinen. WAC champs 10-2 straight up in ATS. So I think you'd want to get on Grand Canyon out there. But Lauren, my guy, good to see you. Good to see you pop in yesterday with Ross and Jesse. I got VCU today, Fairfield, Iowa State, all against the spread, and Devils. Have not looked at ice, but we could do all the basketball here. Iowa State, wonderful. Take the points. Fairfield. I do like Fairfield. I wish it was a 2-spot instead of a 3, and I'm not going to tell you to lay 150. And VCU, I think St. John's is a total toss-up there. Locking up the King says, my South Florida future, it's still alive. I mean, you got UAB here. You should beat UAB. And it comes down to the South, is Temple going to just win out here? Talk about some shady-ass crap at Temple. That's just a no play. But South Florida, Florida Atlantic, 2 best teams in Florida. It's crazy. Central Florida is the best football team. And then the 2 best basketball teams right here. South Florida, Florida Atlantic. And as I said yesterday, I don't think that Florida Atlantic coach should leave. King D. Do not think he should leave. I think I said yesterday, last night, I got to say it again today, our guy T Money, I finally hunted him down. I was looking for, I went through all my messages. I'm like, where the heck is, he's suspended on Twitter. The guy got suspended. I know what it's like. I lost an account after a decade. I had to bring back my account in 2019. Say some random crap, that's it. They throttle you down. You're out of there. So hopefully he's back because especially when Golden, and where's Michael B? I was going to be all excited after Golden State beats the Lakers. But then tonight when I come in, I could either, actually, you know what? Probably no show tonight. Only a couple games tomorrow. But I could tease either one of them. Michael B loves the Warriors. Team Money's a huge Laker guy. I could come in and joke, and both of them have not been here. Player Prop says, Houston looking good play today. Too many people on Iowa State. Well, it's because you got a defensive team getting a couple buckets. Maurice, I'm very tempted to take the Asian Steph Curry money line versus Illinois. I likes Nebraska. I said Nebraska. It's taken a while for this team to kind of get good under the coach, but we've had them a couple times earlier. Then they go on like this a bad run where, and I shouldn't just say they go on a bad run because we've seen all teams in all conferences just go on a road and lose games. It's kind of like the over in this game. Why not the over? I want to take Nebraska. I'm always kind of partial. I like Illinois, old school Illinois guy, Kendall Gill, flying the line type stuff, Luther head. But I don't know. I'd rather think over. Brian Nunn's a house. What do you say? Let's go. We're gonna try to go right back to the window and cash our tickets. 21 watching, only one like. What channel's that on? One like terrible. No. What are we gonna do? People don't like to hit the like buttons, Lauren. I say so. I was with Dave yesterday, and we're talking about like have subscription on a channel or just pick song. I'm like, you can't get people to hit a like button for free. Forget about trying to sell them a winner. Just hit the like button. Leave a comment. Like for my show, it's like at least leave a comment because that's how the show goes with the comments. Andres in the house. What do you say? Let's get this money. We're gonna try because I gave it away yesterday. I'm gonna be a guy who's gonna tell you when we get beat down and when we win. I know people don't like to do that. I focus probably more on my losing days, my winning days, because why wouldn't I? They upset me. There's not many of them. Player props that smash the like button. Thank you, player prop. Desmond likes Arlington today as a doggy. I don't know. I want to take the over here personally. Um, I know Grand Canyon is a more of a defensive club, and our guy Maurice kind of likes the under 69.5 team total here. Arlington scored what 69 and 61 versus these guys in their 2 meetings this year. WAC champs 10-2 straight up in ATS last 12. So there's that. But that was also when like you'd have like New Mexico State rolling through here, crushing everybody in the old WAC. So those things, as much as people like to pull up old kind of trends, teams change, they move, new people arrive. There's a Whitecaps Braves on UMass Lowell. How funny does he look? I could probably braid my eyebrows. They're thick. Oh man. Maurice says moneyline round robin NBA. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. We don't like parlays because the best way to go 3-1 is a 14 parlay. Round robin, though, you're going to make money going 3-1. Knicks, Rockets, Jazz, Warriors. So, Warriors I'm all for. Fade the Lakers. I get it. Knicks has a little dog to the Kings. I could see it. Sacramento up here against the elites. Then they play down to competition. Now you got a Knicks team. Are they real? I know my guy, Mr. Numbers, loves the Knicks and thinks they're the best thing since sliced bread. And he wants to start singing Go New York, Go New York, Go by Jesse James like it's 1993 or 95, whenever that song came out. So I don't hate that one. The Jazz plus 250. Interesting here. This could be the one that swings you into a monster Saturday night or just an okay Saturday night. They beat the Wolves. You're rolling along. And I know you liked the Jazz yesterday as well. And then the third one are the Rockets at home. I don't hate it. Worst case, you're 2-2. I think best you go 3-1. I mean, the Jazz is the tricky one, obviously. Desmond likes Knicks basketball. Will Curry and Green be back tonight? Their need to get a W. Well, I mean, the line has come down, so I'm assuming. But again, we don't assume because that makes an ass out of you and me. But with the line move back down, I'm guessing they are playing. But we're also 10 hours away from that game, right? That game's what? It's tough to do. I'm high as F and never seen a white guy braids before. From Augusta, that's not happening. Living in Pittsburgh, definitely not happening in Pittsburgh. I don't even know what to say about white guy with braids. It's pretty funny looking, I think. Jesse says, Maurice, a new band on the injured list. I am out on the Knicks. Not sure if that was known, but Jesse coming in with a little Nick injury update. Yeah, Tooch is ill. Pounded still kind of recovering himself. So no show yesterday. And not only Tooch is ill, he's also out of town too. He's in Chicago, but he was sick even last week. He's fighting a cough, a little flu bug. That's what happens when you hang out in the snow in February. You get sick. Me, on the other hand, I just have allergies. Alrighty. Wisconsin +6. Auburn -7.5. South Florida -3. The UTEP two-step +3.5. Added plays this morning. Cal Davis -130 on the money line. Not -130 points. That'd be a tough cover. Also Davis over 143. Iowa State plus the 5.5. Lex says Brown is up double digits as an 8-point dog. Hello, March. Princeton. Going to be sent their walking papers, it looks like. They say, get out of here. You're going to give us 10 points. We'll take it. Game is over. That's it. No way Princeton's coming back. Vermont has retaken a lead there. They were down at the half, and now they're up on low. Desmond says Heat 108.95 win over Pistons yesterday equals a $20 winner. Take the money and run, Desmond. Some people might say, $20. The people who say that are people who won't cash app you or Zelle me or anybody else $20. They'll laugh at that, but then they won't just randomly give some stranger $20. Take your 20 and put it in your pocket. I don't understand. I'll have a 3 day account of Major League Baseball with dogs and say make $45. Somebody say that's terrible. Well, you want to give me $45? No, I'm not gonna do that. Take the money. Take the money. As I said, be happy with a day's pay. I've said this before. Be happy with a day's pay. You're spending 3 hours watching a game. What are you making at work? What do you make an hour at work? But everybody just thinks this is some kind of get rich quick overnight because they got some guy on TikTok parked in front of a rented Bentley or some nonsense with fake play money they bought off Amazon. Stop it. Stop. Take any money you get. Take it. Nobody's unit shaming. It's ridiculous. Everybody's bankroll is different. There's no need for it. Everybody bets different. There are plenty of shows that teach you, you got to do this and that. 1% of your bankroll, 1/4%. The average person's not doing that. I don't do that. I bet all over the joint. My things are different. If you want to make money, you have to be disciplined, though. That's number one. You can't just come in and be crazy betting money you don't have. Just here's the thing, and I've said this before. Just to go on a little rant. Like the live betting and the apps where you just kind of load up stuff, you'll get to your bank account. People don't ever take money out. You just keep loading up. I go to Vegas. I'm in AC. I'm at Meadowlands, Monmouth Park. I go in person. I'm on a ticket. I mean, how many years just call on the phone? I didn't even have a ticket. I didn't have an app. You just call in the 718 number. Write it down on a piece of paper, a napkin at the bar you're at with your boys. Give me a napkin. What do we got? Go to the payphone. Give me the ticket. You start putting real money out. Totally different feeling than just clicking a button on your phone. It's like when you're at a craps table. Oh, look at these nice purple chips. Oh, they're so pretty. Yeah, they're $500. Oh, they're gray action. Okay. Yeah, they look nice. King D, somebody didn't preach. Prioritize your. You have to. You have to. I don't know. Pick up the money. Pick up the money when you can. It's $5. It's $500. It's $50. A win is a win. No one is no one is sending you money. I know you can't. You can't get somebody hit a like button. Don't tell me somebody's gonna say and be like, "Oh, I bet more than you." All right, well then send me something. See, crickets. The crickets come out. Justin, high volume works for me. High volume paid for my Pubapalooza 3-day trip at 5 days. High volume. I'm high volume, and it's. I mean, you got it, Justin. Right? Stacks. That's what you have to do. It is a grind. The record, oh, you're at bad record. Well, I don't need to be 75% or 70%, some fake, ridiculous 70% clip that someone make up because I'm not laying 240. I could be 54, 55, 56%, and I have money. Again, that's not sexy as uh, people per- perceive in their world of Instagram and TikTok reels, but that's fine. We'll see. We'll see where those people are. I remember starting out with $3, $5 bets. Let's put zeros behind them. Seriously. See, I was different though, King D, because back in the 90s, like I was betting dimes across the board all over the joint, and I had no bankroll, you know. And obviously, you get buried sometimes. A lot of times, you get buried. So now I'm not dimes across the board, especially in college basketball, where I have 700 games bet for the year. Um, but if you're betting a couple hundred a game, I'm gonna say anything you're in the 100 to like $500 range, you're serious better. I mean, you're people say they bet dimes across the board. All right. I mean, possibly. It's just anything after that. How are you? It's tough to get bets down in that size on apps without being limited and stuff like that. I mean, you see it all the time. You know how hard it is to be happy grinding out. I don't know. Maybe because I'm just doing it so long and I'm just however I am about it. It's I always say like you see this stuff and the books put out like, oh, this guy he's got one piece of a 17 legger back for 490,000. Come on, man. What? I don't even believe that, to be honest with you. I think that's fake. I think they make that up for somebody who's a all of a sudden a person who wins that's all of a sudden an influencer for one of the books. Come on. TikTok's posted old as bet slaves make it seem like they're winning now. Hey, see the bets, you know, player prop. Anybody can go and just put a bet in and do both sides, whether it be 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. Just go put in two sides and then come out and be like, look at this. And you get a bunch of TikTok clout because it looks like you won money, but in actuality, you just spent $1,000 in advertising because that's the vig on your 10 dime bet. Is that worth it? Probably is for some clown. King D. Apparently, I started out the hard way. No bankroll, just $20 at pawn shops. That is a hard way to do it. It's not a hard way. That's the way you'd start. Most people would start like that, though, or maybe not. Maybe not pawning stuff. You start losing. I mean, I think, uh, but I get it. I get it. I started no bankroll 5, 6 years ago. I don't think anybody really has a bankroll to start. You just kind of start betting. And there are those who just go on a roll and get lucky, and maybe they hit some kind of wacky parlay, and all of a sudden they have 8 grand or 18,000 or some 40,000. Who knows? They hit some wacky. Oh, I'm gonna put my last $100 on something and pull some miracle out of their butt. It's possible, but it's not realistic, and that's what they, especially the young kids. I mean, it is just geared to same game parlays, parlays. And I'm not a parlay guy, you know this. Even the player props are stuff I got to work into because I think that is what the younger kids like. You like the player props because that's how you got reeled into this racket, right? By daily fantasy kind of stuff. Where I'm old school, where I didn't have halftime bets. You'd call up, it's 11 o'clock on a Sunday. 12 o'clock, 11:30, call in. They're open. Get the lines. I'll call you back. Side totals. There you go. That was it. I mean, maybe they'd be there on a Tuesday night for NBA. Who knows? Real degenerates. They'd have some guy who was down 10 grand, man, in a phone somewhere in an apartment, and you're the only fool calling in for college basketball for Big Sky. And even then, dude, you couldn't even get down on like Big Sky kind of games back in the day. Like they didn't have lines for that. No, we don't take those kind of action. Man, you got no idea. No idea, you young whippersnappers. Bryce Smith, parlay bets fast way to pistol back. Seriously, the best way to go 4-1 is to put a 5-team parlay in. I can't. People like the parlays, and even Player Prop King puts in like a 2-team baseball parlay. You can do a 2-teamer. I can understand that. And college baseball, I'm sure. And the guy, he wins. You see his picks come in here all the time. Uh, I can understand that. You could probably find an edge in college baseball because teams go 45-5 or something. So you'd probably make money that way. But like in other sports, like you're trying to add the NFL, and you're not going to win long term. I don't care what people say. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'll stand on. I don't have any facts. I have no numbers in front of me, but I could nearly say with almost 100% certainty, you are not going to be a long term winner doing the parlay stuff. Playboy says, my dad is a big college basketball better. Yeah. Degeneracy in the house. I bought half my Jordan collection at the time. That's how bad I wanted this. Oh, my goodness. Your shoes, Jordan sneakers? You were a sneakerhead? Oh, my goodness. I can't get into collecting sneakers. I don't get it. I don't get it. First of all, I got a size freaking 13 foot. I need another 1,500 square feet on my house to hold a bunch of sneakers for me. Well, here's the thing, Brian, with the games. See, I'd be considered like a tout guy because I'm a pick seller guy. But you know, you, I put my lines out. They are what they are at the time. Here's the thing with that, and my lines kind of move. I mean, I do a show on Sunday for NFL football, and my lines move from Sunday to Monday. I'm not a guy who waits till game day to bet in football action. Tomorrow night is the NCAA tournament draft. This is the bracket reveal, right? So the lines will come out tomorrow night. I will have nearly all my games bet on for Thursday and Friday. I'll have them all done by Sunday before I come on to do a bracket show here, whether it's 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. I will have 30 bets in, 40 bets in for the 2 days. Who knows? And then when someone goes on a Thursday to say, oh, look at this 3-pack he has up, and the lines are different, they're going to be shocked. You can't wait until game day or out, maybe you catch a little break if you're following stuff, but I mean, I know some people put out crazy lines because you see that come across Twitter. And even last night here, Bry, or 2 days ago, or it was yesterday day game, Ohio State on Friday night, I did the show. The total was 154. I said like the over. By game day, it was 150. Then 12 hours later. So I put out a bad number, and I left it in there because it was a bad number. But that does work both ways sometimes, though. So if you're gonna buy a package from somebody, that you buy NFL from me, those games are going to be up almost a week ahead of time. The chances of the line moving are 90%. Some of those games are going to move. But the people who buy my package will be like, all right, I'm buying a monthly package. I'm buying a season package. Because they know that in the long run, instead of we're laying 4 instead of 6, or we're getting 6 instead of 4, you have to kind of separates good from bad. How would you tell me old stories betting? Yeah. They're good stories. I mean, how old's your old man? I'm going to do one parlay today, 2-leggers. I get it. That's not something I do. I do parlays of college baseball. Yeah, the college baseball, like I said though, player prop. I don't. You do those. I don't follow college baseball. I mean, I guess I could pull up a top, USA Today top 25 and just start mixing and matching because the teams win a lot. But listen, it's hard enough just winning in sports. I know. Huge sneakerhead for King D back in the day. Sneakers are clutch. You got to match your outfit. I have a. I got 3 pairs of sneakers. I got my shoes. I got a pair of nice Asics when I kind of do some like light, if I'm like jogging or something, trying to do a little exercise because they're light. I have another pair of Nikes for like my everyday walking, like everyday shoes. They got a nice. I need a nice little cushiony sole as a fat guy, and I have some crazy Air Max Nikes. They're white, but they got yellow on them, so they're kind of bright. I'm staring at them right now. I don't know. I can't match my. I can barely match my clothes as it is. I can't match sneakers with it. I could care less. Michael Jordan not paid for one of my bills. No, he hasn't. He's making millions though off your sneakers. Guys say Purdue minus 3.5 was never there. Yeah, if you're see, I try to put out a line here when I do the shows of what they are up as like a consensus kind of line. 3.5 threes, whatever. I mean, first of all, I mean, who? Why are you following that guy if he's doing stuff like that though? I can't defend that. There's nothing to even say. I'm not gonna try to say what I do because I don't do stuff like that. I put my games up a whole day ahead of time with lines. I mean, Markel, really. I mean, Manuel Markel, who would? Why are you following that kind of person? And hello to you too. Tell us where you hit a crazy big slip. Crazy big slip. I mean, I won bigger games back. I shouldn't say that. I had to see. I don't know what my big hit to somebody is a small hit. You know, uh, if I told you on a weekend of college and NFL football that I won like almost 40 grand, like someone would think that that's fake or that's not a lot. But that's I think that's a great weekend. But I don't know. Single games. I mean, I did twice. I did put again. This is back in the '90s, like 10 grand on a game. I lost. I lost one. that was bad. Um, but other than that, nothing. You know, when you act like degenerate, it's like again bigger bets when I was younger. Now it's tough getting. And I say this all the time. NFL. I'm trying to get. I'll start out NFL season, either good or bad season. 300, 500 a game. See how we do early. By October, November, I want to be at between like 1 and 3 grand trying to get down to make money on because that's a big chunk, and the people might think that's not a lot of money. I go, you tell somebody try to make 100 grand for the year. That's not a lot. 60,000. That's not a lot. Yeah, try to grind that $60,000, bro. It's freaking difficult. 150. That's a huge sum that I won one time. But that's those are try to do that. Then college basketball 200-300 a game. I have no crazy stories. I have grind stories. I mean, could go 3-11 yesterday. How about that? How about or 4-11? How about dropping 4 grand in a day? Is that bad? Is that good? Is that not real money? You can't. Player prop. No one's ever happy about what you say. Hold on, Brad. We come back to player prop. My amounts might not be what somebody else plays. Uh, like I said, you can't worry about anybody else. Who's King D's worried about Michael Jordan paying his bills, right? Or not? He does. Who pays your bills? Worry about yourself. I see sometimes people go, oh, people make fun of, and I don't want to like throw out the girls. Um, People are like, oh, it's not a lot of money. You know what? You know, who's to say? Like I always make the thing of I had a cat come in here. I'm betting $5,000 parlays. 5,000, $5,000 must be nice. $5,000 parlays. Like who? Do you like work for Microsoft? Are you part of Warren Buffett's group? Like $5,000 parlays, dude. You got $5,000 parlays. How? You don't have time to come in and hang out with a person like me. You got that time. Time is money. $5 parlay guy. Stop it. There's no reason to come in and say nonsense like that. Brian says you can always research line movements with the web. So it's well, exactly, Brian. So this is where, as a guy, again, I've been on sites since like 05-ish, selling picks. People are like, oh, you sell picks. I'm a tout guy because I was selling picks before people now who are betting were born or were 3 years old. You know, like, yeah, why wouldn't I sell picks and try to make some extra money when sports betting was illegal in the entire world except for one place? You know what I'm saying? Um, and you had your 80s and 90 crew of your two-sided kind of tout kind of stuff, which gives it a bad rap. The records are there. I come in here, get my records, win, lose records. There you go. You get them. And yeah, you can go. I mean, just a basic site. You can go and just find out the lines. I mean, you go to covers, they have 6 lines posted for a game hit line movements. But it probably goes back to why would you follow a guy who gives you bad numbers like that? Justin switched over and hit the like button. Thank you, hitting the like button. Thank you. Who else has Air Force? Air Force Ones. Marnie Arkel says, I'm on Maxey 35 points. OKC first half. Pelly's first half. Want to take Pacers, but I may pivot with Halliburton over 12 assists. You're talking a whole different language with NBA during March Madness. What are we doing? A line move with a wild swing is usually injury related for NFL and NBA. NBA is one thing. That's why I try not to really get involved in the NBA. I don't have a lot of NBA bet this year. I think I bet about 50 NBA games this year. Maybe. Not a lot. I don't like to do NBA. It's not. I think it's something I'm really strong at. Although I think at 56% on the year, 28 and 23, I believe. Hockey the same, 33 and 25. That's what is that? 57%. Not a lot of games for me in those sports. Now, NFL line moves, they move. And I'll do my late night money show. Let's look at lines on Sunday nights for NFL. And I talk about them on Thursday because the lines come out Wednesday for NFL and how I'm betting those games already, sight unseen, thinking how I think the market's going to move. You do have line moves in the NFL a lot. And they matter. And not always injury related. Player prop says 63. Your old man 63. He's probably got some good stories then. Nick Nasty's popping in late. Look at this. 45 minutes in. Wow, I'm really behind here. Any NBA? I have no NBA. I do like the Warriors. Same as last night, I do like the Warriors. I keep a pair of crispy white Air Force Ones on deck, says Kick D. Player prop says, I'll be asking my college basketball picks from him. I have no reason to hide anything. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Dad's got some experience. When Markel is booing King D for his Air Force Ones. White Air Force Ones go with any outfit. Wasn't that a song? Who sang Air Force Ones? Is that Nelly? Brian says, I'll just say that over the past 4 years or so, UPSR cats are the most humble and transparent fellas out there. Well, listen, Brian, I just got involved with the pub guys this year. But like somebody like Jimmy, I sort of knew because I did stuff with Loshak 10 years ago, longer, back when he was on SBR. Um, Again, I was saying yesterday when I was with Dave on his Picks for Dave show, I was like, in 2009, 2000, I was doing like Blog Talk Radio. I don't know if anybody heard of Blog Talk Radio, and I do a live phone in. You'd have to call in on a telephone back then. I remember sitting on like my cordless phone in the house. People probably don't have phones now in their homes. Uh, and I'd put it out on Twitter, on the Facebook page or whatever, and I'd be like, "Hey, anybody want to call in?" I'd send out an email. That's why I used to send out emails for a page I was on, and I just talk like I'm doing now. And give Thursday night, I would do every NFL game and every top 25 college football matchup for Saturday. Again, you go. I mean, you go to my Sean Higgs page. There's thousand videos, probably more, going back years, few years, maybe 10 years. I mean, it is what it is. We win, we lose. That's just got to win a little more than we lose. Just as I put my grandson's first pair of Air Maxes with the matching baby Carolina outfit. Oh my goodness. Brian, bless for you. I appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for popping in today too as well. Give me a follow. Thank you. Player Prop says, I believe, yeah, man. He's got some good stories. Kidney says, Markel, you already know it. I mean, come on with these Air Force Ones. Most of our betting on was 5K. It was literally only 3 times, 2-1 record. Yeah, I did the 2 dimers, the 10 dimers twice. I went 1-1. I don't mind grinding. It is what it is. King D says, yes, they do Player Prop King. Player Prop says, sounds crazy, but I started a series, turn 10 and 10,000 where I place $10 bet and take the earnings and bet it till I'm at 10 grand. I mean, so you're just doubling up every time. Is that what this is? In the 5-6 times I've hit this series one time. Is it? So hold on. In the series, so you're talking about one matchup between the college. I mean, so it's hit one time. I mean, I get doubling up because you do the parlay, so you're definitely taking faves. How do you take 10 in a 3-game series? You turn $10 into 10,000. How's that even possible with two teams? Maybe you're putting other teams in the series, so there's a bunch of teams for a series. Opening day right around the corner. I can't wait. I got to do a baseball show this week. I think. Actually, I'll be out. I'm going out to San Antonio Thursday for the pub sports guys. I'll be there Thursday, so no show Thursday. Friday, I'm gonna stay for a day. I'll come home Friday. I got some family things to attend, so I'll be there for just those 2 days. So they like VCU St. Joe's. It's feisty. How about under? I kind of like St. Joe's. I like St. Joe's there. Brandon says, "Did you hit Player Prop King?" I've tried for the last 6 years and done it once. This year I'm trying college baseball. I think it's worth a shot. Brandon says, "Hope it works out for you." I mean, listen, Brandon. Player Prop trying to take $10 into 10 grand in a series. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know what kind of series he's trying to in baseball. Was that a 7-game baseball series? Was it a NBA playoff series? I don't recommend that. Player Prop, thank you. I would release it series for my channel. It starts hitting more because people hate when you lose. Yeah. But here's the thing, Player Prop. If you're going to put that out like, hey, we're going to try to do this and just have a stream of videos on it, if it loses, it loses. I mean, I don't know how you would do that. So you're putting 10 on the team and it wins. And you're saying because it's a series. Like, are you doing a series like it's a series of bets or a series? I'm taking that as you're saying it's a series as it's the Yankees versus Red Sox, 3 games. I'm trying to take 10 to 10,000. Or as opposed to a series of bets that you're trying to take at 10 and just moving on up to 10,000. You got to clarify that because that's what the more you say that is I'm thinking that it's, you want to take 10 and say, all right, today we're betting on Purdue. Sunday we're betting on Florida. Monday we're betting on Tulane. You're kind of just moving on and on, taking teams and just doubling up basically. or however you're doing it. I thought the show was over 20 minutes ago. I'm still rolling, Jesse, for a little while. Story time happened. I stepped out when the game recap came on. Yeah, 20 minutes later. So, yeah, well, I had some new comments. So I can't stop with the new comments, just so you know that. And apparently people are watching on Twitter. I don't know. People watch on Twitter. So, Grambling 2.5 or money line says, Rob, I would take, if I'm taking a dog, why didn't just take the money line? You get money lines now. It's not midnight where there are no money lines up. It is 1 o'clock. You have money lines. Take the money line. Al can do show from your phone on a Thursday. How can I do this? You want me to do? You want me to phone it in? Set up the little tripod and do a show from the pub bar on Thursday. I probably should because I'll. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something from the bar. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking. Jesse, it's not me. Player Prop says he wants to do a series of taking $10 and turn into 10,000. I mean, uh, I don't know. I mean, what would you call that system? Taking 10 to 10,000. That's I don't know what that is. I mean, I need Player Prop to explain that. Laptop GG's can't stop. He's the man of the people. Wow. Love how Higgs can't stop. Yes. I am a man of the people. I cannot be stopped. I got it. I deciphered it, Lex. I deciphered the lexicon. You know, Lex, or anybody, like, if I go to do a little recap, it's a ladder system. I mean, I know, like, laddering up a bet, like, hey, we're going to take a prop of a receiving yards or rebounding or whatever and say we're going to keep going up on this. So, like, the strikeout ladder, right? Everybody likes to do the strikeout prop ladder. But I don't think he's talking about doing that as a ladder. That's not ladder betting. Taking $10 and turn it into 10,000. How is that a ladder bet? He wants to do a series of on his channel of building, like, hey, we're going to try to take this and parlay it into 10 grand. But Lex, as you know, if a new comment comes in from somebody I don't recognize, I'm going to talk because that's one more person watching the show that is new to the channel and doesn't know anything about me. All right. Now will be time to go. We got noon games going off here. Whiskey, Auburn, South Florida, UTEP. Added plays from last night. Cal and Cal Davis over. And well, it's Cal Davis, not just Cal. And then the Iowa State game. It's a ladder, not a series. So you want a ladder bets. Okay. Again, see some as you're typing, it gets lost in the translation. That's why I tell my kids, like, you start texting people or even tweeting out, there's no sarcasm, there's no way to kind of decipher the talk. So I apologize, I explained it wrong. It's a voice chat is insane. There you go. I get it. Please. I know the people the voice chat, I gotta come in and I have to use my awesome brain ability to decipher comments sometimes. But I'm out of here. Thank you for watching a whole hour with me, those of you who stuck around. 50-50 tonight for a show. I don't know. I'm debating because tomorrow is going to be a long day in front of the computer, especially after 6 when these games start coming up for the tournament. I will have a live show tomorrow night doing all the brackets, all the spreads. And you know me, I will give out something on every single game. Be sure to pop in. Be sure to hit the like button. Sean Higgs. With the free picks, Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.